Hello guys, welcome back. We're here with Mr. Alvidris again. Now today we're going to continue with the cactus project, but today what I want to show you is how to color and how we can use colors to actually create some shadows and highlights. Now we colored these just to get us ahead, but first thing we're going to do is whenever you start coloring, first of course we're going to draw out first your pot, do your patterns, and then create your cactus. Once you get all this to all the needles done and you're finalized with all the black and white lines, then what you're going to do is you're either going to use colored pencils, crayons, whatever you have around you. Now what I'm going to show you is how to color using colored pencils. Now what I would do is, of course, cactuses are usually green, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick two color greens, one lighter and one darker. Now what I usually start with is with the lighter color first. So what I would do is start your coloring, and remember, always go with the shape of your cactus. If it's round, color round, and take your time. Start from one side and work your way around. Don't go like this. Don't go crazy and sloppy. No, this is what's going to get you a nicer color if you just keep coloring the same way all the way across. Okay, so let's color all this. And as you notice, all my cactuses, because we're still, remember, our light source is coming from on top. So what I'm doing is I'm leaving a little bit of white on top of everything. So here's this long cactus, and I'm going to leave a little bit of white on top. Right here on the arm, just right underneath, leave this white and a little bit on top. And then we're going to color all this all the way up and leave a little bit of white on top where the light's hitting. And then remember the arm. When the arm is curving like so, this area is where the light's going to hit. And then we're going to color all around and leave a little bit of white right there, okay? Now once I get all my light green done on my cactus, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move in with a darker color. Now you could notice these two are done already. This was done with colored pencils and this was done with crayons. Now what I'm going to do is, all I'm going to do is come in with the darker one where the darker shadows would be, which would be underneath. And all I'm going to do is the same thing and just gently push. And as I get closer to the light source, just like how we did with just pencil, as I get higher and higher, I'm going to go softer and softer, not press as hard on my pencil. And see, now you can see it's a darker green to a lighter green, and then the white where the light's hitting. Now let's do the long one. All you're going to do is keep coloring all the way up on this cactus. And again, as we get closer to the top where the light's hitting, then we're going to press less and less on the dark pencil. And that way it blends from the dark green to a lighter green. Now I'm not going to go much higher because I want to see some of that lighter green. But what I'll do is I'll work my way down again. And as I get lower and lower, I'm going to press harder in the pencil. Give me some darker greens. See that? And that's all we're going to do. Just like we did with the pencil. But this time, instead of using pencils, we're using color pencils. So here I go again. Underneath where it's darker, I'm going to follow the curve of the arm. And we're just going to go a little darker on that. I'm going to leave that light green there. I'm just going to put these dark greens right underneath the arms. Anything that's further away from my light, which my light is coming straight from on top, right? Now, I got pretty much my cactus done. Now what I can do is, see how this arm's right above this part of the cactus? I could put a little bit of a shadow on top of that cactus created by the arm. Now, the pot also, if the pot, this has a lip on it. Like if you notice my coffee cup, see how there's a rim right here? So if the light's coming from on top, there's going to be a little bit of a shadow right here. Same with the pots of a flower. Now what I'm going to do is, right here I got a light blue. So all I'm going to do is look for a darker blue. Just like how we did the cactus, I'm going to do the same thing. Light color first, and then we're going to find something much darker. Now let me see if I got something that's going to work for me. Alright, I couldn't find another blue, but what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go with this violet, which is a bit darker, and this will still work because it'll be darker, creating a shadow. So I'm just gonna do it right here where I believe the lip of the pot is gonna create a shadow right there. And just like how the cactus is round, well, the pot is round here, so I'm gonna create a bit of a shadow down here, just like we did with pencil, but now the only difference is we're using colors. Now, almost any colors will work. Just remember, go lighter and then come in with a darker color for your shadows. You don't have to do a light blue with a dark blue. You could come in with a light blue and then maybe try a purple. Experiment, try different colors with each other and see what you come up with, what blends. Okay, remember with art, there's no wrong way of doing things. Now, remember how we did our shadow before with color pencil, with regular pencil. Now I'm going to do the same thing, do the oval down here. But this time I'm just using a purple color pencil. And all I'm going to do is finish coloring it all. This is the shadow. And remember, anything closer to the pot, you're just going to press harder. That way you create a darker shadow. And as we get further and further away, you're going to less pressure. That way it gets lighter and lighter. Okay? So now you should have a somewhat of an idea of how to use colors to create shadows. Now, with the crayons, it's pretty much the same thing, okay? I started off using this light green color to do the same thing. Remember, start left, work your way left to right, and fill in that color. Do not leave any white. The only place you want white is where you believe the light is hitting, which is going to be on top, right here, 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 and right on top of there. So now, same thing, how we created these shadows, I'm going to come in with a darker crayon. Anything underneath, that's where I'm going to add this darker green. See that? And closer to on top, you're going to leave your lighter greens. So let's get all this dark down here. See, it works almost the same way. The only thing with crayons, it's a little waxier. They don't blend as well as a colored pencil would, but you can still get a blend in there. It'll just give you this different texture than a colored pencil will, but with Cactus it's fine. We want texture. Okay, and as I get closer and closer to the top, less pressure. That way we leave a little bit of white, a little bit of a shine on top. Underneath this arm, right? Just the bottom. And what I'm doing is I'm doing these circular motions. See that? Circular. So I'm going to go underneath this arm all the way up. And then right here, this round cactus, we're going to do the same thing. Follow the curves of the cactus. And we're just going almost about halfway because we want to leave some of that light green on top so we can see a transition from a dark green, light green, and then white on top. And then same thing, just like with the pot. If you want to go a little darker, what I can do is I did purple, and I could come in with a darker blue and just press a little harder there and create this dark blue shadows underneath. Same here where the curve was, just follow it a bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a shadow using this dark blue. And same thing, do the oval, color it in nice and soft. And then whatever's closer to the pot, you press much harder. And as you get further away, less and less. Because remember, your shadows are going to be much darker as you're closer to the object. And as it goes further away, the lighter it's going to get. Okay, guys. Well, here's some ideas for you to do some color cactuses. Try out, experiment, see what you come up with, okay? As you can see, the crayon's not going to be as clean as colored pencils. They get a little messier. They leave these little spots of white in between. But what you can do is just come back in and take your time. Rework it. Remember, art, you could take as long as you want, guys, okay? As long as you guys are enjoying yourselves. Well, I hope you guys picked up something new from this lesson, okay? Please start posting some stuff so I can see how you guys are doing. Anytime you guys need me to see what you guys are doing, just tag me. Tag me at Mr. Alvidres. Okay, that way I can see what you guys are doing. Okay, hope everyone's good, okay? Miss you, Lobos. Have a great day, and please practice.